Hi friends, and welcome to our Allure of the Seas ship tour. If you are new here, my name is Taylor, and with my husband Jake, we filmed a walking tour of all of the public spaces that we could access aboard the Allure during our December 2023 cruise. This was our first Royal Caribbean cruise, and we may be hooked. If you're interested in seeing all of the vlogs from our 4 days Bahamas cruise, they will be linked in the description below. And make sure you subscribe. We have a ton more travel and cruise content coming up in the future. Okay, let's dive right on into this ship tour. We're going to start on deck 16 aft and work our way down. But deck 16 is a little strange as you have to go down a deck to access parts of it. Standing as far back as you can go, you will find the 2 flow riders and the wipeout bar along with the access for the zip line. As you can see here, there are 2 higher decks, 17 and 18, but these are the suites and their associated bar, lounge, and sun deck, which we didn't have access to. We're going to make a little jump now and head to deck 15 center, as this is how you'll access the stairs to Windjammer Marketplace. Once you go up the stairs, you'll have to actually go back around through the elevator bank to access the entrance, as the doors here are exit only. Windjammer is the buffet on board that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As you can see, it does get pretty busy, but we never struggled to find a table and everything was replenished regularly. Also note that the buffet is a U shape and the food is the same on both sides. Staying on deck 16 now, we will head outside on the port side. Here you'll see plenty of loungers and seating that take you to the Sky Bar, which is one of the pool bars. You can cut through to the starboard side here as well to find its twin, the Mast Bar. Now we're going to stay starboard and head forward. You'll pass more loungers and seating, and you'll also find access to the suite decks here as well. Continuing forward will bring you to the adults only solarium. This 18 and older area is full of loungers, seating, and tables in the sun and shade. On deck 16 is where you'll find the solarium bar. When you go down the stairs here in the solarium to deck 15, you'll still be in the solarium, but on this deck, you'll find the pools and hot tubs. This was definitely one of our favorite areas on the ship. Located in the solarium is the Solarium Bistro / Samba Grill. This is another buffet option for breakfast and lunch that turns into a Brazilian steakhouse for dinner. Leaving the solarium and headed aft on the starboard side, there is a large infinity whirlpool. And then you'll be on the main pool deck. The first pool you come to is the beach pool. There are also more jacuzzis here as well. Continuing aft, the first bar you'll come to is the sandbar before hitting the H2O zone, the kids' pool and splash pad area. We didn't film this a ton because there were plenty of kids enjoying themselves. And moving on back, there is Breeze, a small beachy gift shop that had limited hours on our sailing. Next up is Wipeout Cafe featuring El Loco Fresh, a build-your-own bowl style included Mexican eatery. As far aft as you can go on deck 15 sits the sports court, and headed to the port side there will be the seating area for El Loco Fresh and an outdoor space for the Fuel Teen Disco. Your classic cruise ship ping pong tables are here as well, and mirroring the sports court will be Allure Dunes, the mini golf course. If you veer into the aft elevators, you'll come upon the living room, which is more of that teen club. The video arcade is also here, which is accessible to anyone. Back outside and continuing up the port side, you'll come upon Patty, the scuba certification desk. The first pool on this side is the sports pool. We didn't really show it well here, but if you pass the sports pool, and listen closely as this is very important, that's where you're going to find Sprinkles, your soft serve ice cream machines. Another pool bar is on this side, aptly named Pool Bar. And then you have what is considered the main pool. Walking under the bleacher style seating area on the port side is where you'll find the smoking section. On the other side of that is a few jacuzzis and the second infinity whirlpool. And if you continue forward, you'll be in the solarium again. Heading down the forward elevators of Florida Deck 14 will bring you to Kids Avenue. This area includes the workshop, nursery, imagination studio, aquanauts, explorers, voyagers, adventure science lab, adventure ocean theater, and the kids arcade. Pretty much anything a kid could need or want on this ship. The card room, 7 Hearts, is also on Deck 14, and this can be found off the aft elevators. The rest of Deck 14 is all staterooms. We're now going to head down 2 floors to Deck 11, as there is no Deck 13, and Deck 12 is all staterooms with the exception of Chef's Table, but that can only be accessed through the Crown Lounge, whose entrance is on Deck 11, off of the aft elevators. Opposite of the lounge is the library. Deck 9 and 10 are all staterooms, minus the upper floor of Dazzles on Deck 9. But we're going to head to Deck 8 and walk into the main floor of Dazzles, a live music and entertainment venue. Leaving Dazzles, we'll head outside on Deck 8 to another favorite part of the ship for us, Central Park. Heading up the starboard side first, the first thing you'll come to is a restaurant, 150 Central Park. Here, each dish spotlights locally sourced ingredients harvested at the peak of their season. We enjoyed our Taste of Royal lunch here, and if you're interested in seeing more about that, make sure to check out our Day 2 vlog linked below. In the center of Central Park, you'll see Rising Tide Bar, sometimes. This bar travels between Deck 8 and Deck 6 all night. If you want to remain still, you can grab a drink at Trellis Bar instead. Our next restaurant in Central Park is Giovanni's Table. This will be the signature Italian restaurant on board. The last venue you'll see on the starboard side is Vintages, which is a wine bar. Now we'll turn around and head back up on the port side. The first 2 stops are stores, Coach and Prince & Green. You'll also see Picture This, which is a portrait studio. And next is one of the included restaurants, Park Cafe. This eatery offers sandwiches, soups, salads, and desserts most of the day. It's a great option for a quick bite. Passing Trellis Bar again, and you'll come upon Chop's Grill. This is the signature steakhouse on board. We'll head back inside now and head down 2 floors to Deck 6. Coming out of the aft elevators and continuing aft, you'll head outside into the boardwalk. Walking down the port side first, you'll find Boardwalk Donuts, which is open for breakfast. Beside this area is Cups and Scoops, where you can get ice cream for an extra cost. There is another small arcade here as well, which really fits the theme of the boardwalk. The restaurant back here is Sabor. It serves Mexican food that we enjoyed a lot. Before reaching the back of the ship, you'll see Sabor Bar, which focuses on margaritas. There is also a small children's play area back here too. The entire aft area of Deck 6 is the Aqua Theater, where you can see Oceanaria. To either side of the aqua theater will bring you to the stairs heading up to the rock climbing wall, which is the only thing other than staterooms on deck 7. There are also shuffleboard courts behind the theater, but we never saw them open. You can also find sets of stairs down to the track on deck 5. Now heading back up the boardwalk on the starboard side, there is Johnny Rockets. This restaurant costs extra, but is relatively cheap. There are shops here as well: Star Pier, Candy Beach, and Pinwheels. And lastly is the Boardwalk Doghouse, an included hot dog and sausage restaurant. Back inside on deck 6, we'll come to the upper floor of the Royal Promenade. Keep in mind that you will have to head downstairs if you want to continue forward, as deck 6 does not fully wrap around except for the stateroom hallways. Up here on the port side is Schooner Bar, and the starboard side holds the shore excursion desk and focus, where you can view and purchase your cruise photos. Down to deck 5, we're going to start the entire way aft again, which is the top floor of the main dining room. On this deck, it is called Silk. Now into the Royal Promenade, starboard side. You'll first come to the Champagne Bar. The fountain here is coming from Rising Tides Bar, which we saw in Central Park, but you'll be able to board it here too. Next up, we have Michael Kors and the Next Cruise office. It was Christmas time while we were on board, as you can see by the lovely tree, and behind it is Sorrento's, an included pizza spot. Regalia Jewelry is next for more shopping, and then Bolero's, a lounge that specializes in mojitos. Across from Bolero's is Starbucks, where you can find your favorite drinks. And all the way forward is the Amber Theater upper floor, where you can see a wide variety of shows and entertainment. Now back to Deck 6 in the Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center, which spans the entire forward of the ship on Decks 6 and 5. Right inside on Deck 6 is the Vitality Cafe. Deck 6 is mostly the spa, and Deck 5 is the huge gym with all types of equipment. The track is also accessible from here. We didn't film a ton of it because the crew was doing a safety drill, but it's a pretty standard cruise ship track. Continuing on Deck 5, back in the Royal Promenade, and heading aft now, down the port side, you'll pass Starbucks again, and opposite it is On Air Club, another bar/lounge that has lots of karaoke. The main shopping area is on the port side and through the center of the promenade with The Shop, Solera, and Porch Merchants. Beside the shops is Bow and Stern Pub, where you can find lots of unique beers. Kate Spade is up next before Cafe Promenade, another included dining spot with small bites and coffee. If you need guest services, this is where you'll find it, and that's going to be right before you come upon another regalia for all your timepiece needs. We're aft again and moving down to Deck 4. On the starboard side is Azumi, Hibachi, and Sushi. We had a great meal here on our first night, which you can check out linked in the description. The middle floor of the main dining room is aft here and is called the Grand. Moving forward, we'll take you through Casino Royale. We were at port while filming this, which is why we are filming it at all. Keep in mind that this area is fully smoking too. After the long hallways, you will be in an area considered entertainment place where you'll find Blaze, a nightclub, Studio B, the ice rink, and Comedy Live, which is of course a comedy club. On the starboard side, after Comedy Live, is the non-smoking portion of Casino Royale. And as forward as you can go on this deck is the bottom portion of Amber Theater. Our final floor, deck 3 forward, is where you can locate the conference centers. And aft is the bottom floor of the main dining room, which is called American Icon. If you plan on disembarking the ship at port, you'll also find the gangway exit on deck 3 too. We hope that this ship tour has helped you learn the layout of the Allure of the Seas. As you can see, she's a humongous ship, but is truly beautiful. Make sure that you check out our tips and tricks video about the Allure as well. Between the two videos, you'll be all set for an awesome cruise. If you aren't subscribed, please do. We have more cruising content coming up soon, including royal vlogs later this year. And until next time, stay magical.